Oh, welcome back to the shop. It's good to see you again. I've ruined my garden, so let's roll the tiles and take a look. Oh. So this is down the side of the house, and I'm going to put a new fence in down the side here. So this crappy wall and this crappy lean-to, along with that wall you can see in front, and the shed and the back wall and the concrete pads are all coming out. So let's get started. And just like that, the lean-to was gone. An hour or so later, and it's all cleared out. So next up is this piece of wall here. All I can say here is I hadn't thought this through, and it's a good job this shed is coming down anyway. Watch this. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. Never mind. It's a good job I put my safety boots on. I'm not to be trusted with heavy things. I thought it would be easy to break up the pads and foundations for this wall, but my little drill was not up to it. So off camera I hired a much bigger breaker and broke them all up and shifted them out of the way. This new fence was really driven by having to get rid of these evergreens. They're dying in all sorts of places, and it was slowly going down the whole line, whatever the disease is. So I thought I'll just replace the whole fence, and it was a bit of a faff, I have to say. Getting the stumps out of the ground, as you'll see later, was an absolute nightmare, but we did win in the end. I found this absolutely stunning ladybird overwintering in there, so I didn't want to hurt it, so I cut the branch off and moved it, as you see here, somewhere out of the way, put it in another hedge just round the corner. The original boundary wire was hidden in this hedge. You can see the post there that it was nailed to. Unfortunately, I did catch the chainsaw in it. So the evergreens were stripped back to just stumps, and it's time to move on to the shed. Now, I'm not a fan of spiders, but I do my best to not hurt them, and this one had a very surprised look on its face. But take it from me, I didn't damage it, but you can see it get thrown off the board there. I can't believe I'm doing this. I'm taking this apart rather carefully because I need to save it. I need to use it again. That'll be the third iteration for this shed. Every time I rebuild it, it gets a bit smaller. It appears that we may have to live in a caravan while we do the house renovation, and there's no provision in these caravans for a tumble dryer or a washing machine, so I've got to build a new one. Do you know, I'm absolutely amazed I've not killed this little GoPro. It's been trodden on, stamped on, run over, and as you can see, I've busted a tripod and it still works. Go on boy, push, push. There you go. Good lad. See what I mean? The poor old GoPro. Well, here we are behind the workshop. This is the remains of the largest tree that I cut down to make the workshop, and I just left the stump. In all honesty, I was just going to leave it there ad infinitum, wait for it to rot and do something else with the space once it got to the point where I could easily work it. But the planners won't let me build a garage, so consequently I need tool storage around the back. As you'll know, every time you hit the dirt, the saw blade is absolutely knackered, so I can't tell you how many times I sharpened this blade, but let's say I had to buy a replacement in the end. I spent 2 days chopping this stump up, and in the end I have to admit I gave up. I got it low enough so that it will be below the level of the base for the new shed, and I'll reinforce the concrete. I've decided I'm going to use concrete, so I don't think it will be a major problem. I think it will just rot away to nothing and disappear, and nobody will know it's there. I think the replacement shed, I think I've got space here for an 8 by 12 feet shed. Well, I don't know what that is in metres. Oddly enough, I work in feet when it comes to sheds. How weird is that? These pavers are going to have to come up anyway, so I just nicked a few, in fact quite a few, to go around the side here. That drain is going to be in the way for me to get my little mini digger round. A hard little mini digger, and I was petrified of busting the drain by the sheer weight of the thing. So yeah, this was a bit precarious to say the least. One false move and you either put a hole in your new shed workshop or you put a hole in the fence. 20 odd years ago I worked on a TV programme that we used a bit of bamboo as set dressing, and at the end of the shoot I nicked. No, I was given? No, I've definitely given. Yeah, I didn't nick, that wouldn't be me. I was given some of this bamboo, if you know what I mean, and I brought it home, and from then on it's been running amok in my garden. The stuff is just everywhere, and I couldn't dig it up by hand, so I thought a mini digger, that's the way to go. You can see from this shot that there's little pockets of bamboo all over the place, and I'm going to put a water feature here eventually, and there's a tree root, and I thought the thing to do is to get rid of as much of this bamboo as possible, so I used the digger to rake the soil over. Once I've broken it up, it's really easy to shift it around with a spade. There you go, there's more there, look, it's just everywhere. But I think I got most of it out, but we'll have to wait till the spring and see what pops out of the ground, and I can muller that as well. I think everybody should have a go with one of these little mini diggers. They're such fun. They really are a joyful little toy. I'd love to have one. This is what they're absolutely superb at, digging trenches. I need to get power to my new shed. and also I'm going to put Edward the compressor in there, so I need to get compressed air out. So I had this spare elephant tubing, elephant ducting, whatever you want to call it, and I buried 2 pieces of it. The 100mm stuff, the thick stuff, is going to be used for services and compressed air, and the 75mm or 50mm, I can't remember, is going to be used to get power to the shed. See what I mean? My poor old GoPro. From here on in, the weather turned really crappy. But once you're hiring stuff, you have no choice but to keep going. So, yeah, we haven't seen much snow in this part of the world, but I think most of it ran down the back of my neck. Right, this is the patio area at the front of the workshop, and I'm going to put some steps in here. And I could have done this by hand, but I thought, I've got the digger, I'll do that. And I'm also going to, round the side here, put some sort of barrier in. There's plastic barrier you can get to stop bamboo from sort of spreading out too far. So I dug the trench there to bury that and stop it expanding. And at the front here, front of the patio, I'm going to put a dwarf wall. So I thought I'll dig out the foundations for that as well while I'm here. We have a resident deer that lives in our garden. It sleeps underneath where the barbecue is. Very timid little thing, but I have to say it looks really healthy. Should do on the plants it eats. Out of my garden, little swine. I was told by a fencing contractor that you can actually pull these stumps straight out of the ground with an engine hoist. So I thought, I'm going to give that a go. At this point, I couldn't get the. I needed to drive the little mini digger down the side of the house here, and I couldn't. There wasn't space to get it down there, so consequently, I had to move these by hand. And yeah, I can say that the engine hoist definitely pulls them out of the ground, but at a cost. I managed to bend the feet on mine. Yeah, I know. I should have known better. Sadly, I've missed my camera crapped out, and I didn't record the moment when I pulled this particular one out of the ground. So, sorry folks, you've missed it. I can tell you it's gone though, if that helps, which it doesn't. Well, if you made it this far in the video, to the end of it, thank you very much. I do seriously appreciate it. Please hit the like, subscribe and hype buttons because it does help the channel grow, and I do appreciate it. This hasn't been the usual sort of video, I must admit, in the folly of doing your own landscaping. It's hard work, and what you've seen here is actually about 6 weeks worth of work compressed into, I think, about 20 odd minutes worth of video. It's hard work, it's grief to say the least. I've been told by the grab lorry people that I have about 18 or 19 tons of concrete piled up around the front. So that gives you some kind of idea as to what kind of level of work's involved in shifting this stuff, because it's all been done by hand. Yeah, I know, I'm mad. Anyway, thanks very much. See you on the next one. Do take care of yourselves. Bye bye.